Hello, welcome to Never Stop Trucking. My name is Anis, and today we are talking about you being a new authority and how to get brokers to work with you. So, this is my second company, and I learned a lot with the first company. And in about 7 or 6 years that I had been in that company, I learned a lot of tricks and different ways how to talk to customers, how to talk to brokers, and how to convince them to give you a load. Because they could sense honesty, and I would just tell them the way it is. And if they don't want to work with me, that's fine. But usually, if they have some kind of authority, or if it's a small brokerage company, they would usually work with me. This is different if you're talking about a big company that has a lot of offices and their corporate and their safety is someplace else, or if they have strict rules and they have policy where they will not work with new authorities for a certain number of months or even years. That's different. Usually you can't convince them unless they really need a load covered bad, and then watch it how they suddenly want to work with you. But that happens rarely, but it does happen. Now to the topic. So how do you get brokers to work with you? You're a new company. You just started. You may have some experience in driving or in dispatching, and if you do, and most likely you do, but if you don't, I'll have an option for that too. But if you do have some kind of experience, whether you had been driving a truck, or you were a dispatcher, or you had to do anything with a trucking company, your father was a driver, it doesn't matter. Make sure you put all that in writing. So when you do your packet, your new company, you are doing a packet, preparing everything. You have your authority, your insurance, your references. That's a big one. Your W9, if you have a SCAC code, and that should be it for your packet. But references are big. We'll talk about that too. But include a letter, like a cover letter from you as a president or a owner of that company. Include a cover letter and then tell them about yourself. How many years of experience you had, where had you been working, but put it in short, like several sentences, like that go straight to the point. My name is such and such, and I have this much experience. I've been working for those companies. I was a driver, dispatcher, whatever you were. Make them feel comfortable working with you, because when they see that you had some experience, that you know what you're talking about, and then at one point of their life they had been a newbie as well, so they will understand you. But if you tell them that you have some kind of experience, that's a plus for you. So include a cover letter that tells about you, or even your accomplishments. Hey, I helped dispatch 500 loads, 100 loads, 20 loads, doesn't matter. I helped safely, like from the point of booking to the point of delivery. I did this many loads, these lanes, this kind of equipment, anything that will help you to get to their senses and tell them that, hey, I am not some guy or a girl from the street that just wanted for some reason be in this kind of business, and I'm gonna take your load, and then my driver is gonna be late, or whatever they think might happen if you're a new company. Now with me, I've had so much experience, and for me it was very stupid that people, even though I had, like this company, I had three drivers come over from four drivers come over from the company where I worked before. All these drivers had 10, 15, 25 years of experience. I was using the same trucks and I had that much experience. And then I would call unload and I would give them my new MC number, which is fresh, like a month old. And they would tell me, oh yeah, you have no experience. You don't have any inspections, stuff like that. And how do I prove it? I know there are a lot of bad players out there, people with bad reputation, and they want to be as safe as they can. And I understand that. But how do I prove to them that I had so much experience, that I have these experienced drivers? I don't. I can just talk to them and use that cover letter to explain to them my situation and what I can do for them. In that cover letter, you can also tell them, this is what I can do for you. You have my promise, and you do a little signature at the end. I promised you, here's my cell phone number. If there is a problem, call me directly and we'll work this out. I'm in this for long term. I am not screwing around. I want you to like me and to give me more of your business and leave me a good review. So when you're on a DAT board, and usually most companies will use that, what I did when I started with this company, I asked every broker that I worked with, and usually they were satisfied with me. There are some people who just don't care, but if it's a smaller brokerage and if you see that person liked your service, or they're really outgoing, friendly, ask them upon of the completion of the load, ask them, hey, can you go to DAT board and leave me a good review? I can tell you within a month I had so many 5-star reviews, and it still stays there. So when the broker wants to check me out, they can go there and I can point them and tell, hey, well, you don't want to give me a load, but look at all these reviews, look at those guys. And then even if you have a website, or when you register your address on Google Business, then ask those people to leave you a good review on Google. On Facebook, if you have a Facebook page, ask them. They will do it. 90% of the people that I asked were very happy to do that. Or if they didn't know how to do it, they would come back to me and say, hey, I'm having a hard time, how do I leave your review? And then I would walk them through that. And then and you can also tell them, hey, well, in return, I'll leave you a good review too, and do it. Even if you don't tell them, just go back and leave them a good review as a courtesy. You should have a page with references. It's a must in your packet, and that should be the first page of your packet, references, and have at least 3, maybe even 4 references from brokers, trucking companies, anything that's related to trucking industry, and have your bank information there too, and your factoring company if you're using one. So all that should be nicely, a nice cover letter with references, like your logo up on top, your address, your phone number, and then your references. If you worked, or if you already worked with with brokers, ask them, can I put you as a reference? Ask for the name and their phone number, their email, and they'll be happy to do that. It's an old school process, but people do it, believe me. When you book a load, they will call those people and ask them about you. And all they have to do is say one nice sentence about you, and that's all. If you don't have any references, if you're very new and you haven't worked with anyone yet, just go out, find a trucking company in your area, find a broker, go over to them, tell them, hey, I'm trying to form a company, it's going to be live in a couple of months. Will you please, can I put you as a reference in my packet? Most of them will be happy. Maybe they have to ask the boss, but find a shipper, go to a broker's office, go to a trucking company, call them up. Your insurance, also I forgot about that, your insurance carrier should be in that reference too, just so they have an easy way of contacting your insurance and confirming that you're good to go. So anyone you can put in that reference, anything that has to do with trucking is good for you. So that's another thing. When you start calling brokers, they will start saying no because you're new, and just it's okay. You're gonna survive like all those thousands of other truck companies have survived. You're gonna survive too. Don't worry. What you have to do is I had a template and I didn't know that I was gonna do this video. I deleted it. I saved all my brokers that wanted to work with me or that gave me a time frame as in when they will be able to work with me. I had it all in my spreadsheet on my load board that you can download. I have a video here. You can download that spreadsheet and you can sort them out. So when you start calling, like when you post your truck and you see the loads and you start calling brokers and then tell them, hey, my name is such and such. Can you check my MC number before I ask about the load? Before we go into details, you're just gonna be wasting money, and then you agree on the rate and you give them the MC number and they're gonna say, well, we can't work with you because you're brand new authority, you have to wait 3 months. So ask them right away, tell them, hey, here's my MC number, can you get set up? And then they will tell you, okay, you can't, okay, when can you get set up? In a month, in 2 months, okay, you write down the name of the company, XYZ brokerage, 3 months, 1 month, 60 months, a year, 6 months, 3 inspections, it doesn't matter. Just put it down in that template. So next time when you see that broker, you're not gonna call them, you're not gonna waste time. Or if they call you, that means they need you, then you tell them, oh, well, I would like to work with you, but you guys have this rule. I've been in business for 2 months and you want to work with me until I'm 3 months old. And then they're going to be like, oh, let me ask my boss. And then they ask their boss, and oh, yeah, we'll just do this one-time exception, and then we'll work with you. Here's what you have to do. And then on the other side of that list, you list all the brokers that want to work with you. So when you post a truck or search for loads on truck boards, then you can always sort out the loads by the broker's name. And then if you see a broker that will work with you, that they already set up, then you might call them first and then ask them about the loads. Some brokers will work with you right away. And some big brokers will do that too. For example, C.H. Robinson. And they have their own load boards, and that helps a lot. And the first month is very critical, and then also maybe even 3 months. But after 3 months, you'll be okay, and time flies by. It's gonna go very fast. So to begin, once you have a list of like 20, 30 companies in that list I was talking to you about, then you will know who you can talk to, who you can work with. And then you have these big brokers such as C.H. Robinson. I think even TQL has very easy rules as far as that goes. And then you can go to their websites and look for loads on their websites, and then look for loads that you can book with a company that wants to work with you. Sometimes you can also talk them into it. If they tell you, well, we have this rule and it's 2 months, and you tell them, hey, look, sir, ma'am, here is my packet. I'll send it to you anyway. Can you give me your email address? I'll send you this. It includes a cover letter. That cover letter tells about me, who I am, what I'm trying to do with this, and my references. Talk to your boss or take a look at it, and then see if you're gonna work with me. I can give you phone calls every hour. I can do this for you. I can give you updates. Just talk to them as a normal human person. Don't beg them, of course. Don't have an attitude either, but just be a normal person. Just say, hey, here's my situation. I have this truck. The truck is empty, ready to go now. He has fresh hours, or he can do this, or he can be there tonight, deliver your load, and I promise you that. Sometimes that works too. So, like I said, it will go fast, and don't worry. Some days you will have days where everyone works with you, everyone wants to work with you, and you're like, wow, this is so cool. I got 5 new brokers today. But then there will be days that no one wants to work with you. But don't let that discourage you, because eventually it's gonna that time is gonna pass, and then that list that you have with like 1 month, 3 month, 6 month waiting list, it will become smaller and smaller, and then maybe it will be just a couple of brokers who need you to wait a year or two, and you don't need them. If they don't want to work with you after 6 months or 3 months like everyone else is, why are they so special? I really, I don't want to work with them anyway, because they all had to begin somewhere too, and people work with them, and now they're giving those rules. And what's also stupid, there are some brokers that are as young as me, as my company, because I can see it by their MC number, or even younger, and they come to me and say, hey, we have this period of 6 month waiting time frame. And then I just laugh, and I tell them, hey, you know what, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? Your company is as old as mine is, and you're giving me these rules. You don't want to work with me. You know what, I don't want to work with you. And I just tell them, have a nice day. So yeah, these are my tips on how to get brokers to work with you. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment or send me an email. I'll be happy to help, and then I'll see you around. Thanks for watching.